Dr. Peter Mulinge is a distinguished leader, academic, and founder of the Africa Servant Leadership Development Institute, ASLEAD. He is passionate about advancing servant leadership across Africa, emphasizing service, integrity, and purpose-driven leadership. He holds a PhD in leadership studies from Gonzaga University and a Doctor of Ministry in Organic Leadership Development from Bethel University, USA. Dr. Mulinge is also a lecturer, consultant, and author who has developed a comprehensive 10-module servant leadership curriculum. He is married to Jane, and together they are blessed with 3 children and 2 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation, let us welcome Dr. Peter Mulinge.
Good morning. Good morning. Turn to your friend and just today say to them good morning and welcome. Yeah, get to know again somebody who is seated next to you. I know we keep on coming. Get to know somebody who is next to you. Or maybe you can ask them, which cohort were you in? Ask them which cohort they were in. Thank you. We can have our seats. I know you have been welcomed, but I want to take this opportunity to welcome us all into this conference. It's a great joy to see each and every one of us. And I know the toil that has taken on you to come. And I know there are quite a lot of people who are on the way coming. I also want to bring to us that all the guest speakers, they have confirmed they are coming. So from today and tomorrow, you're gonna get a lot of stuff in your head. And I want to tell you that you're going to come out of this place a different person and having gained something. I also want to appreciate all the ministers who are here, the bishops who are here. It's good to acknowledge men of God who are here. Bishops, can you stand up? This is my honor. Any bishop who is in this conference? The bishop, I can see Bishop Achero. He does not want to stand. In a bishop who is here, I can also see Jenga, Reverend Bishop Jenga. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here. And I welcome you, and we thank God that the Lord has brought us here. As I bring my speech, I want to give an overview of how this conference is going to look like. But before that, I want to say, distinguished guest speakers, honored delegates, and our dedicated faculty, and the trailblazing alumni of our very first cohort, and the thousands of servant leaders joining us today across Kenya and the globe. Welcome. The event is going to be viewed globally. There are people, I know quite a number of people who are outside Kenya, and they were telling me that, Doctor, I want to see you, to participate even if I'm not going to be in the country. But I want to see what is going on. Of Moses in Psalm 90, 16 to 17, which has become the very heartbeat of ASLEAD and myself. And this is what it says. Let your work be shown to your servants, and your glorious power to their children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands upon us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. that has been my prayer, asking the Lord to keep on establishing the work of our hands. I always say, ASLEAD is the Garden of Eden where the Lord has placed me. And I know the mandate that God gave Adam in the Garden of Eden. And with this knowledge, I keep on telling the Lord, this is not my work. This is your work. I am just but a steward. And with that knowledge, with that, I keep on asking the Lord to bless. This prayer is why we are here. We are not just asking for success of ourselves today. We are asking God to make our work feasible to the generation coming after us. We are asking Him to establish something that does not wash away with the next tide of political change or economic shift. That is what ASLEAD we are thinking about. And every moment and every time I see people say that I want to do this cause, I see as somebody whom God has sent to ASLEAD. I see somebody whom God has called to make a change to the next generation. And that's why the theme of this conference this season is leading with the cathedral mindset. Not looking at now, but looking for the next generation. When we ask God to establish the work of our hands, we are inviting Him to be the master architect of our cathedral. We are acknowledging that unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. But when He establishes it, the work becomes an eternal legacy. It is worthwhile one day to stand back and say, God, it is not about me. It is time, it comes a moment that when you stand aside and say, God, use me the way you want. Take this organization to the level that you want it to be. So what does it mean to lead with a cathedral mindset? I'm just preparing you for the next speakers, because after me, another speaker will be coming. So what does it mean to lead with a cathedral? Just to give you an overview. To lead with a cathedral mindset, we must heed the warning given by Jesus Christ in the parable of two builders. He spoke of a wise man who built his house on the rock, and the foolish one who built on the sand. What happens when the rain came? When the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew, and they beat on those houses. The one on the sand fell with a great crash. Why? Have you ever asked yourself, why did that house crash down? Leading with a cathedral mindset means moving from thinking about me and the now to thinking about them and the forever. I come from Mukambani, and there are some trees that we plant. These are mango trees. And I remember sometimes there was a mango tree that we planted. And during those times there, we used to have agricultural officers. And I remember my mother asking those guys, when will this tree start giving fruits? And they get these 7 years. And I was like, so we have got to wait to eat the mango for 7 years. And let me tell you, on our way to primary school, there was another guy when he planted his own trees there. And every day we would just go and look, are there mangoes there? And we ended finishing primary school having not noticed a mango tree on that. But I remember my brothers who were far behind me, they would pass there and then plug out those mango trees. We've got to develop that mindset. In Africa, we have too often been trapped in philosophy of now. We see it in leaders who focus on the next election instead of the next generation. The late Wangari Maathai warned us that generation that destroys the environment is not the one that pays the price. We are here to be the green belt of leadership. We build using the house's framework that is on humility, empathy, unconditional love, other-centeredness, sacrifice, empathy. These are the stones that ensure our cathedral built on the rock will never. As I conclude, look at the person next to you. You are looking at a battalion of 2,000 strong servant leaders. I appeal to you today, do not settle for a small life. Do not settle for tender leadership that blows away with the wind. I call upon the 2,000 plus servant leaders. Rise up and be the living stone of new Africa. The latter church. Rise up and build a cathedral of integrity that will shelter the next generation. We serve a God who takes the little 65 fasting graduates and make them 2,000 plus. Imagine what God will do with the 2,000 plus servant leaders. I want to encourage us at the end of this conference, go forth as architect of the future. Build your cathedrals, plant your trees, serve your people, and let it be said that the history of this nation was rewritten because as leaders dared to build on the rock that cannot be shaken. That is our Lord Jesus Christ. To the 2,000 plus, the call is yours. The mission is clear. The legacy is eternal. God bless you. God bless us lead. God bless our land. And go and lead with a cathedral mindset.